Live from Saipan. Si Fatalo si Fabian. Fabian here on YouTube. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a very sunny day here in the island of Saipan. Buena, Saipan, Tinian, Luta, Zanguan, no? Yes, sir. So, this is it. I'm trying to continue my live video on YouTube. Hopefully that a lot of my viewers will transition from Facebook to YouTube and then back to Facebook. We'll try and share this with Facebook while my viewers are pretty much what do you call it from there, Facebook. So I'm trying to shy away from the Facebook. However, I would probably use both of them. So what's the topic? Alrighty. Let's see, what do we have here? And then nope, that's that. So let's see if I can do some standby. So I'm trying to work out on for getting connected on my new YouTube channel. Okay, welcome to our live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by community qualities. Yes, sir. All right. So what's the topic here while people are tuning in here on my YouTube channel? Okay, it's gonna be slow, but this is live from Saipan, Fabian Indonesia. And what do I have to say? Here in Saipan, politics is still hot. The Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas Island here on the island of Saipan, Tinaluta, which is the island of Rhoda. That's comprised the three islands that is called Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas Island. So what's happening? The general election for our governor and all the elected officials from the senators and House of Representatives is pretty much settled into their new legislatures and the executive branch, and many new appointments as far as the cabinet is going on right now. But anyway, reason why I came on live, because I want to share with you regarding the many decision of our new governor, Arnu Indalecio Palacios. He's our governor right now, the Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas Island governor. Joined with his lieutenant governor, what's his name? David Mundo Apatang. So both of them are pretty much settled into their office. However, many decisions are challenging decision they are making based on a lot of issues and concern that is pretty much has been left behind by the previous administration. The Torres Ralph Dilonguero Torres, it's just sad. He's a lieutenant governor, was the current governor right now, but they have split midway into their terms, and it was just everybody's just going in a different direction on this. Corruption was just at its highest. It was really bad, and I was partaking in that battle of what do you call that, exposing corruption here on our island. But anyway, where I'm going on this is that decision came down to one of the lists that was decided among many listing that is very unpopular. Like if they've always said, it's going to be a very unpopular decision for the governor or lieutenant governor to be deciding about the closing, mainly and I'm addressing the closing of the Indigenous Affairs Office on our island. That this office is open to all the indigenous, meaning the NMDs, the Chamorro population. We have the other population. They call them the Carolinian. Sometimes they call them themselves Refalawash or the Gupalo. My grandma is that. And then anyway, so for the Chamorro part, there have been a movement of been just very pretty much resentment of that decision to close the Indigenous Affairs Office. And you know, I've been sharing with you guys what happened there. But I think the one thing that also the reason why I came back on live is because one of the local person at Chamorro, indigenous here on our island, have asked me, just meeting with that person, at an office. And I wouldn't say, which office, but they're expressing concern too, and asked me that even not just her as a mother, but the children, the kids, the young kids, new generation, were asking, no, mom, is it really true that they're closing out the indigenous office, meaning the Chamorro office? So with that, because I'm pretty much an advocate for a lot of issues, pretty much in tune as to what's happening and all this decision and what's going on, and a lot of other people that would be partaking in advocacy of just about anything. And we get to know each other because of it's a small island. And so I had to respond to that inquiry, that question from my parents and from the kids of a Chamorro descendant or ancestry. So my response was the fact that that according to my meeting with the governor, he's pretty much aware of the unpopularity of the closing of the Indigenous Affairs Office, but he made it clear that it's a temporary. So it's pretty much not just a closing, permanently or whatever. People are misunderstanding that the office is clearly a funding issue. The office and the funding of that office was what it called through the American Rescue Plan, the money, the ARPA, they call it the ARPA, and that was how it was operating and keeping it open. A lot of people probably may not even realize that is the case. Then because of a lot of corruption happening in Saipan and economic crisis, financial downfall of our public fund, the general public funds were just a mess because of the past administration has just bankrupted. So the decision has to be made, and it's unpopular that it will be a temporary close until an assessment, analysis, and all kinds of stuff needs to be looked upon, and that at the same time two of the personnel, the person in charge there, director and so forth, have resigned because they were from the previous administration. And that opens is also an executive or the governor's appointee, an appointment, not necessarily to be a Senate confirmation type of job. And so an eruptions of concern from activists that why it's closed, and why the refineries or the Caribbean office is open, and a lot of Fernandez and explosive of that question. However, to my listening to a lot of these people, first of all, they are from supporting the previous administration, so of course they voted for them, and they reacted in forms of now what can they do as part of their reaction to the loss of their candidate. And that's just my opinion. So I'm thinking that they pointed out too when they were protesting that they will refuse to see the governor. And so in a lot of this kind of reaction behavior after an election, I think in my opinion, their point of addressing or speaking out against the temporary closing of the Indigenous Affairs office was just to insult and to expose no the decision of this new administration, as if no informing the people that no, see you people, tomorrows of no a greater population numbers in numbers, had made a mistake, in voting for this new administration, which is the Arno and Dave administration. And I think that's, in my opinion, where the ulterior motive, more of the motivation of pointing that out, to not finding any reason as to why it was closed, more of dumping it into the community and said, that's what it is that this guy is racist. The new governor right now is a Chamorro, as you pointed out in our meeting. Of course, I know him. He's a Chamorro. He's also a Carolinian, and he's also a Japanese descendant, all around. And then he was accused of being a racist, as if he do not have any Chamorro blood. That's very sad. As you can see, how this kind of accusation flows out there without really having to be very I want to be pointing out the facts that hey, according to the governor, his door was pretty much open for a discussion and trying to explain the reason for the temporary closure of the Indigenous Affairs Office. And for most, it's about funding. He have pointed out about the Carolinian Affairs Office being a constitutional mandate to keep it remain opening. So in that process, based on the funding, that remains open because of, again, also those are the factors that on top of all the listing of priorities. So with that, my question would be also, is the Indigenous Affairs Office is also a constitutional mandate that was kind of like not being looked upon, and I think that would be a good question for the governor. But other than that, I think the Attorney General would be the proper person to address that. So just in case that our new governor, Arno Palacios, may not have done that part. But I doubt. I think he may also have good legal advice before they continue to make decisions along the way to ensure that the recovery of our economy, financial crisis is being addressed and looked upon, and making decisions to ensure those decisions are for the betterment of our CNMI. Of the unfortunate that the last administration has just bankrupt. So this is all I want to share with you guys regarding a parent, a Chamorro parent, the indigenous Chamorro descendant family that their children are asking, and see how that thing kind of caused some panic in the community without even going to the governor and ask the question. Let me tell you, I did that. I went there instead of doing a protest. I mean, yes, I'm against closing that, but I'm also reasonable to hear and talk about. If you can call it protest, I'm against. Protest is against, but I think more protest is basically if in case something is gonna be blocking me. Maybe I just go before the governor and be very adamant to have it open or reopen it back. Other than that, I'm listening. I'm following through as to what's going on. So that as you can see, almost just a few minutes ago, I said that maybe perhaps it should be revisit of a question that if the Carolinian Affairs Office is mandated by the Constitution to remain it open, is the CNMI maybe is the Indigenous Affairs Office also is mandate, but the indigenous is what? The Chamorro. Remember, the indigenous may in fact being the first people on this island. That's what indigenous, I think, is in the definition of who will be the original originator of people who came ashore on this island and established a life that no one was on. All right, so Karam, Fabian in the Lace here. Thank you for tuning in. I see 3 people viewing right now. It's gonna be a slow process to transition from Facebook to YouTube. God bless. Thank you very much. Today, like I said, is February 8th, 2023, and it's noon here in Saipan. It's very bright. Thank you again. This is Mossy, and adios.